2019 is finally upon us, and as every year, a lot of us have sat down, made some New Year's resolutions that will help us to make this year the best year of our lives. So I thought I'm gonna make a quick video to contribute to that and help you really make the most out of those 365 days of 2019. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 books that you should read this year, 3 routines that you should incorporate, and 3 mindsets that you should develop. Check it out. So first of all, 3 books that I recommend that you check out in 2019. The first one is Stumbling on Happiness by Daniel Gilbert. We all want to be happy, right? If you go back to your list of New Year's resolutions that you have made for yourself, you will see that each and every one of those points are probably there because you think that it will make your life more satisfying and that it will increase your overall happiness. Well, this book can help you to gain a completely new and unique view on what happiness actually means and what brings the most happiness into your life. A lot of us do things or want things that actually will not improve our life happiness that much or might even decrease it. With this book, you will actually get to understand the psychology behind of what makes us happy, so you don't make these same mistakes. Book number 2 on the must-read list for 2019 is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. There are always obstacles that we will encounter in our life. There's never a year where we don't have any obstacles in front of us, right? So what we have to change instead of trying to avoid these obstacles is rather how we deal with them. And this book can definitely help with that. Ryan Holiday explains in it why it is actually beneficial to have obstacles and big obstacles in front of you and figuring out a way to deal with them and overcome them eventually. He will give you a lot of tips from ancient philosophers to people nowadays and how those people dealt with the idea of obstacles and overcoming them in a way that is actually improving your life satisfaction, improving yourself, helping yourself to grow. And then the third book that I picked for you to read in 2019 is already a classic. It is Simon Sinek's Start With Why. Every year we again have to ask ourselves, who are we and what are we trying to accomplish in this year and also in our lifetime? And for answering these monumental questions, it is really beneficial to first go back to the drawing board and actually think about why we're doing things. What is it that drives us forward? What is it that we want to accomplish? And why do we want these things so badly? We have to be careful that we don't just keep running into the same direction in the new year, trying to accomplish more and more and more without even reflecting why we're doing it in the first place. So this book will be a very good guideline if you are still struggling a little bit with finding your path, trying to figure that out for yourself. And Simon Sinek is a master at breaking down these complex questions, these complex thoughts, and actually making it comprehensible and easy to digest and implement into your own life and routines. And that already brings me to 3 routines that I recommend you try to implement in 2019 in your own life. These 3 routines will help you be more productive, be more creative, accomplish more, but also become more grounded and become more certain of the kind of person that you actually are and that you aspire to be. Routine number 1, and for people who watch my videos regularly, that is not gonna be a surprise. Read more. There's simply no other routine that you can do that will expand your horizon further in 2019, that will expose you to more interesting and unique and thought-provoking ideas than reading. If you want to become smarter or just dig deeper into one area that you're particularly fascinated with in your life, reading is the way to go. And I have a lot of videos on this channel that you can check out when you want to implement reading into your daily routine, when it is best to read, how you can pick the right books, how you can get up to reading 1 book per week. All these different topics I already covered in the past, so I'm not gonna dive deeper into it here, but you can check out, for example, a link up here that will help you further with this routine. Next routine that I would recommend anyone to try in 2019 is meditation. It is such a simple and easy thing to do. You literally don't need anything. You can just sit down and close your eyes, and still it has such a profound impact on your day-to-day life, especially if you do it for a longer period of time. I recommend at least 20 minutes per day to get the full effect of it, and it will help you to become calmer, but also to be more detached from your emotions, and your monkey brain just running around will calm that down a little bit more. But also it will help you to become a more grounded person, somebody who reflects more on his thoughts, on his personality, on his emotion, rather than just, jumping right into it head first. And routine number 3 that I recommend you try out in this new year is some sort of self-reflection on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Now, there are many ways to do that. Some people write a diary, for example, which you can also call journaling, I guess, if you want to be cool and hipsterish. You can also record videos like I do here and then go back and watch the old ones after a while. You can just have deep conversations with people about what you're actually doing. You can use your meditation routine to also reflect a little bit on your day-to-day habits, what you do on a day-to-day basis and how that is moving you forward towards your goals. There are really no limits to how you can reflect, but it is important to do so, because otherwise it is very easy to get lost in this rat race. Just do and do and do, follow your routines, but not actually contemplating if it makes sense to execute them and if they're actually getting you to where you want to go. And lastly, before you move on with your day, I want to share with you 3 quick mindsets that you can try to develop over the course of this year. The first one is quite simple to remember, but very hard to implement. I call it, everything is my fault. Now, obviously, that is not completely true all of the time, but it does help to have that kind of mindset. Whenever you approach something with the mentality that it is up to you to fix that, it is up to you to make it happen. You don't rely on anyone, and if things fail, you have to take responsibility for it. That puts you in charge. That kind of isolates you from the world around you in the sense that you don't rely on anyone else. Everything is up to you, and that also liberates you. It liberates you to follow your dreams. It liberates you to pursue your goals in 2019, and don't blame anyone else if you don't accomplish them. Mindset number 2 is a small step into the right direction is better than no step at all. Somebody once said that people usually overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. And because of that, I try to have a mindset where I just try to move into the right direction. And I don't really set a deadline for myself. I don't give myself the pressure that I have to accomplish something in a certain amount of time, but instead I just want to see myself move into that direction. Just a general direction is good enough. And even small steps get you closer to that goal that you have set for yourself. So don't be too hard on yourself this year. Don't try to accomplish things that take usually 5 years in 1 year. Instead, have that long-term view, have that long-term thinking, and just try to make small steps that get you closer to where you want to go. And personal development mindset number 3 for 2019 is everything happens for a reason. Now, I'm not a religious or very spiritual person, so I don't mean it in that sense. I don't mean that like God wanted things to happen, even if they look bad to you, there is a bigger plan of things. I don't mean it that way. What I mean is that from everything that happens to you, good or bad, you can learn lessons from. You can take those lessons, you can try to implement them, you can try to avoid making mistakes again in the future. So everything that happens to me, I try to reflect on, as I mentioned in routines already, and I try to see what I can get out of that. Why did that happen and what am I supposed to learn from that? What am I supposed to take away from this life lesson that is presented to me? So with this kind of mindset, nothing really affects you that deeply anymore. Even when things go wrong, even when things don't work out the way you want them to work out, even when huge obstacles or problems arise, you just approach it with the mindset of everything happens for a reason. What can I get out of this? What can I learn from this? And how is this gonna make me a better person? I hope this video will help you to make 2019 your year. And if you have any more ideas what people can implement, what people should think about, what people should do in 2019, just let me know in the comments down below and I'd be happy to have a discussion about it. Until then, talk to you next time.